You bumped into a chair. And you said sorry to the chair.
Sorry.
You asked someone a question and started it with sorry to bother you. Someone walked into you and you apologized to them. You got the wrong order at a restaurant, and when you told the waiter, you said sorry first. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a quiet voice is asking, why do I keep doing this? Psychology has a very precise answer, and it has nothing to do with being polite. 1. They were taught that taking up space required an apology. Think about where this started. Were you a child who was told you were too loud, too much, too emotional, too needy? Did you learn early that your presence made things harder for the people around you? Because if you did, your brain quietly absorbed a belief that most people carry for decades without ever naming it. I am an inconvenience. And sorry became the way to apologize for existing. Not for what you did, for who you are. Psychologists call this fawn response. A survival pattern where the nervous system learns that making yourself smaller and constantly seeking forgiveness keeps you safe from conflict and rejection. You did not choose this. It was trained into you by an environment that made you feel like your needs and your presence were always slightly too much. 2. The apology is not about guilt. It is about fear. Here is the question most people never think to ask. What are you actually afraid of when you say sorry? Not what you did wrong. What you are afraid will happen if you do not apologize. Because people who apologize for everything are not drowning in guilt. They are drowning in fear. Fear that someone will be angry. Fear that someone will pull away. Fear that if they do not immediately smooth over every moment of friction, the relationship will crack. The sorry is not an apology. It is a shield. It comes out before conflict can even form. Before the other person has even had a chance to react. Because their nervous system already knows the feeling of tension turning dangerous. And it will do anything to prevent it. 3. They say sorry when they are hurt instead of saying they are hurt. This is the one that changes everything. Someone lets them down, and instead of saying that hurt me, they say sorry for being sensitive. Someone says something unkind, and instead of saying that was not okay, they say sorry for taking it personally. Someone crosses a boundary, and instead of holding it, they apologize for having one. Do you see what is happening? The apology is turning inward every time. The person who was hurt becomes the person who is sorry. Psychologists call this self-abandonment. The repeated act of dismissing your own experience to protect someone else's comfort. And every time it happens, the message sent to the brain is this: your feelings are the problem. Your needs are the inconvenience. You are the one who should be sorry. 4. They have confused being agreeable with being lovable. Somewhere along the way, they learned a painful equation. If I never cause friction, if I never take up too much space, if I say sorry before anyone has a chance to be upset, then I will be easy to love. Then I will be safe. But here is what that belief is actually doing. It is exhausting. Every single interaction requires monitoring. Is this too much? Am I being difficult? Should I apologize for this? The mental energy spent on constant self-monitoring and preemptive apologizing is one of the most draining things a human nervous system can do. And the painful irony? The version of themselves they are protecting people from is the most real and most lovable version they have. But nobody around them ever gets to meet it, because it is buried under a lifetime of sorry. Here is what I want you to hear directly. You are not too much. You never were. The people who made you feel like your existence required an apology were telling their own story, not yours. You do not have to earn your place in a room. You do not have to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You do not have to apologize for needing things, feeling things, or simply being here. Sorry is a powerful word. It deserves to be used when something actually needs to be repaired. Not as a reflex, not as armor, not as a way of apologizing for being alive. If this felt like something you have been carrying for a very long time, subscribe. This channel exists for exactly that. See you next Sunday.